Welcome to episode 10 of the Planetbase series. And to those who celebrate, happy 4th of July. I hope you guys have lots of fun, but also be safe. And if you hear any weird loud explosion sounds, it's fireworks. Even though it's illegal, people have been setting them off for hours now. So, apologies, there's not much I can do to make that go away. So if you hear it, you're welcome. There's some fireworks. So, I've been thinking about what we should do next, and I'm thinking maybe we should get bots on the production. I think having them around would be helpful. Mostly just, seeing these things sitting around, like there's food piling up right here. And if we could have bots doing it so that our workers could be doing something more productive, that would be golden. I have also turned off the landing pad for right now. We don't have much we want to trade for, and they were being a bit excessive the last 2 episodes, so... Alright, so to get robots on the way, we're going to check here. We will probably need these semiconductors. But we'd probably want to get the facility for building the bots up first, I'd say. So that's an interior thing, and then factory? No. Robotics facility. That would probably be the place where you make robots. Alright, is there anywhere... We can take it off of that, but that wouldn't make much sense. That seems like the best place, I would say. Kind of central to these 2 things. The bots will come in here and repair themselves. So we want them to, like, if they've been out here in a storm or something taking damage, they can easily come in here and repair themselves. And it won't be far for carrying supplies. Though this area is probably going to start getting used quite a bit less. Kind of wish these 2 areas could connect, but I think this angle is too extreme for such a thing. Or they're too close. One or the other. Not sure. So we should probably go ahead and take a look at our graphs. Food is kind of, staying about the same. Meat is still increasing quite a bit. So together, we probably have quite a bit of food. Meals up to just like 11. And we have 14 people. We'll probably need to build ourselves a new canteen here soon. So that we can house more of these meal makers. We can't have the meals, like, stockpile. You can only have as many meals as you have meal makers. Because the meals don't ever come out of here into storage or whatever, they just stay in here. So, if we want to be having more meals on hand at any given time, we will have to make more of those. But we'll get this guy started first, and then we'll probably have one of these come off here. Actually... God, I hope I didn't say that a bunch of times in a row. Air will also be something we're going to want to be taking a look at. I'm, usually pretty paranoid about it. Like, I'm sure I could go quite a bit more without it, but if something was to happen to cut off, like, if something happened to this right here, none of this would have air. Just these 3. So, even if we could produce enough for each of these rooms, having more oxygen is not a bad plan. What's up there, Zikri? It's kind of a neat name, even if I don't know how to say it. And it's a biologist. It's even, your happiness isn't even that low. I don't know what your problem is. Vegetable pads, tissue synthesizer. And we'll carry stuff around. Not as good as a bot. Well, most humans aren't as good as robots. No, that's not how this works usually. This is turning out to be a pretty cool shape. I like this area. My biggest one was like a straight line with branches off of it, so it's kind of cool to see funner shapes arriving. So, oxygen's going up. Besides the power, I find this planet to be easier than the supposedly easier planet. I think it's because of let's get, hold on. Concentrating and talking, not capable. Semiconductor there. Alright, good. I think the problem with the first planet was the meteors. I've seen to plan for any connection or any room getting taken out just randomly made it so you had to plan completely different. And the last time I played, there was, like, all the disasters were pretty much anywhere. They weren't quite as specialized they are here. Like, this one only has blizzard, whereas when I was playing mostly on the other planet, it had, you know, solar flares, it had meteors, it had sand, like, it had all kinds of stuff, and so that made it quite a bit more difficult, whereas I feel like the blizzards really aren't a problem. It just provides us with more wind power, people can't go outside. End of story. Like, maybe there's something more that they can do, but it just doesn't feel like they're much of a challenge beyond just making people sit inside for a little bit. I'm okay with that. I'm not going to complain about it being too easy. I enjoy just having to concentrate on keeping everything balanced, because that's hard enough on its own. So we have a semiconductor foundry? Foundry? I'm not good with this English stuff. The only problem is these both are going to take bioplastic and metal on a regular, and that still seems to be something we have trouble with. I would build more of these, but we're still not to the point where we're having surplus of the raw materials, so it wouldn't really do us any good, except for taking power and the like. You know, there's no starch in here, and there's no ore. So, we've got 2 of each inside the processors, though. Let's go ahead and speed it up a little bit. So we got this, and who runs this? Operated by an engineer. So the engineers are starting to get their jobs piled up, which is good. I'm glad that these are worked by workers, believe it or not. Otherwise there'd be too much for engineers to be concentrating on, I think. Oh, here's some starch. Alright, so we do have some starch kind of building up. It looks like 3. Once this guy gets full, they'll start carrying it on down to here. God, what I wouldn't do to be able to specialize these. I think there's mods for this game. Maybe that's something I should look into. Because if I could say, you know, bring any medical stuff and any of this here, that would be amazing. And if I could just have a... like, I'd move stuff around and make this where the veggies and stuff went, if I could make it so that's all that would go here. I could probably do that now, actually. Well, they could go here. I'm not really sure how they judge where they should take stuff. I assume it's just the shortest path. But that's kind of hard to judge in, you know, these kinds of shapes where they'd find going that way faster or going here faster. Who knows? So we've got quite a few people there and quite a few there. So we only have like 3 empty beds. There's 1 person up right now. Hopefully I managed to leave the proper amount of space here to put 2 more bunks in. Oh good, I did. That's good. I have a really bad problem with getting them too compact on one side and having this weird awkward gap over here. I was too worried I wouldn't have enough space. So I think having 1 at the edge, 1 there, and then 1 straight in will help me line these up in the future. Oh no. I didn't think about that. We've added quite a few rooms. I meant to look at the power, but I got distracted after the meals. Oh! That's a huge drop. Holy cow. Was there like no way? Oh. I don't miss that sound. Was it just like there was no wind in the last day? Oh god. I'm sorry. What strange ones to lose power? Kind of like in the middle. Like I'd expect it to work backwards, so like all of this. Yeah, that's closer to it. How are you deciding where to put your power? That's okay. The sun's up. So 3 structures out of water. Why are you out of water? Here was just saying how much easier it was. Oh, because this wasn't on. I have backed up water though. Even if there's no power, it should be draining in. Hurry, son, hurry! Bring us relief. Okay. So, next task is not getting bots online, but actually figuring out power. Yes. So, it's back to that dilemma. Do I put out a sun panel even if they're like not nearly as useful as a wind? Just because sometimes the wind doesn't work? The wind isn't blowing, I guess? Yeah, I don't know. Do we want to go with a big one? How many resources? That takes a lot of metal. Let's get that one out there. It may be low and not provide much, but it is a given amount. Like, it will come out every day and give us 12 power, or 15. Actually, that one's I think a small. Medium, yeah. So we will, no matter what, get 15 power from that, so. Come on, wind! Wish I could just sit here and, like, help it out. Fan it. Fan the fan. So we could get ourselves some power. It doesn't look like we're gonna. And the problem is once it becomes so hard to regain your footing, like, to fill up all of those storages and stuff, so it doesn't happen again the next night. I did not expect this to be a problem, but I guess if I had, I would have prevented it. Alright. So this is a priority, guys, if you can get outside while the power's going. Though I don't know that you would want to do that. Why does it say you guys have no water? You have water. You have a giant supply right here. That makes me really thirsty. The other game that really does that to me is, yes. Ark, for some reason. Playing Ark always makes me really thirsty. I think it's because the water looks so nice, and I'm like, I would enjoy that. Oh god. Am I gonna kill everybody? Come on, wind. Let them in. They need oxygen. This room is... okay. I wonder what's taking all of this. Let's go... I can... This takes a lot of power, but it doesn't look like there's a way for me to, oh no, there is. Disabled. And then we will disable that guy and disable this guy, so that when power comes back on, it's not going there. Come on, wind! Oh no! I'd be so upset if everyone died right now. Come on! I've never had... obviously, we've never had this problem where there's no wind for like 2 days in a row. Ooh, no. 11% oxygen. Almost be better for them to put their spacesuits on right now. I know, I'm sorry. I don't know why it's not producing oxygen. Besides, you know, the no power bit. Okay, there's some wind. Please, 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 please. Are we still not producing enough? No, we're producing 99 out of 59. Yes, I know about the spares. Least of our concerns now, though. Getting some oxygen to these people is our first priority. I feel like I'm not seeing what the problem here is. Do we need to get another oxygen? Alright, we need to, like, slow this all down. Slow down. Alright. I don't know what the problem is. Is this it? Is it just straight up that we're not producing enough? And it's not that the power has a problem? Oh no. It was fine for a minute there. Like, it wasn't a problem. So we're gonna recycle that so that they concentrate on making this thing. Can I make this a priority? Do it now, guys. Need to get you guys oxygen. Yeah, I imagine you're unhappy. You're not getting oxygen. Kind of important. Their meters are still pretty high on here, even if the rooms are really low. Let's go ahead and turn that back on. I know. Oh my god. Do I even have that many structures? Where are you going there, buddy? Are you going to this? It's kind of a long path to have taken. I wish I'd realized that this was a problem not because of the power, but just because of this can't produce enough. Be kind of well, I guess it would make sense. I was gonna say I wish that the areas closest to it would not be having a problem. And it would be in like a degree, but air doesn't exactly work like that. Alright, what else do we need for this? 1 bioplastic. Alright, who's working on bioplastic? Get it out. Get it out there fast. Because we need it. Well, we don't. You guys need it if you want to breathe. Wait, we're getting... These rooms are good. That's nice. So at least these guys, when they go to bed, they'll get some good oxygen. Ooh. Biodome is low on oxygen. That must kill and injure the plants. Like the condition must go down. I was noticing that these were the, they needed care really badly. But I wasn't sure if that was the lack of power or lack of water or lack of air. Could be all above, I suppose. Alright, let's get, who was just carrying that out? Did you just carry this to... There was a bioplastic on the way, wasn't there? Or was it just the starch and I was just hopeful? Dang. Alright, so we're up into the 90s. 90%, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. So now we need someone to carry that out. You gonna do that? Mr. Omar? Nah. How about you, Eston? Yes? Go, Eston. Get us some oxygen. I'm aware. There's quite a few more than just 3 that are low on oxygen. Alright. But it looks like it's on the way. He's gonna take that out. The walkway is... Oh my god. The connection needs it too? Hurry! The problem is there... Oh no. This episode's just a disaster, isn't it? Who knew putting one room on would just cause everything to crash? Shows you how fragile the balancing of this can be. God, you guys must feel awful with so little oxygen. Well, we're up to 16. They were down a little bit lower than that earlier. Alright, so... What are you doing? Going to get a vegetable? Taking it to the meals. Alright, fine. Good priority, I suppose. 80% on this bioplastic. Didn't they carry out a bioplastic? Am I crazy? Where did it go? They were carrying it, right? What just happened? I was so excited. Alright, because there's not one in- well, there is now. Is it in here? Was something I was unaware of needing bioplastic? Did you take it into one of these? Get it out of there! I don't know if they'll actually come grab that or not. Probably not, actually. Yeah. I need this more than I need those. Oh man, my cat's being super cute. Cannot pet her. So sad. Alright. Everything needs... They got the plants up and running again. The oxygen seems to have done better. We didn't lose power last night, if I am correct in my memory. We do have a little bit. Oh, no, no. I was gonna say we have a little stored up, but we're actually losing still. Because we are taking 61 out of 45. So, once we get this built, we will get up that other solar panel. Oh, we have an extra piece of metal. Why is this ore here? Why is this going here and not here? This is by far the closer path than coming all the way out into putting it here. I mean, maybe it's closer to going into there? That makes this is gonna end up being pretty useless in the future if they're gonna continue to try to carry it all the way out here. Alright. Come and build. Somebody, please. See, we're back to 18%, 19. So maybe it was just a combination, like, it can support this size only if everything is working like it's supposed to, but as soon as something goes down just a little bit, everything's lost, and it takes a while to get back to where it needs to be. So I don't regret getting this other oxygen online. That's for sure. I do regret that nobody's coming to do it. Speed that up a little bit. Are you gonna do it? No, you're carrying spares. You. Please. Yes. Go, engineer. Yay. Let's see, what does this look like with its little... I like the shape of this guy. It's pretty sweet looking. Very minimal space in there though. Like, it's just about the shape of the oxygen producer machine? I don't even know. So, that's gonna have to be it for this episode. I guess it was dealing with oxygen issues. Which I'm okay with. It was in the plans, I just didn't realize it needed to be the first in the plan, as opposed to wherever it was that I had put it. Let's get this spares back up and running. It's good. And then once we have a robot, let's see what's this one set to. Carrier bot, yeah. So, once this gets going, we will set up a repair station for them too. But next episode will definitely be getting another solar panel up and running, just for the power situation. So, if you're interested in the next episode, check the description down below for the upload schedule. And until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day.